What is up, cool kids? My name's Gavin, I'm that cool trainer, and today we have our team builder for our week 3, even though it's our second week, match against Nick, aka PCBloodMaster. So as you can see, his team is right up there. And honestly, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little shook. That Mega Gallade is pretty terrifying, in all honesty. He's got just a lot of threats, like that Jolteon. That Jolteon is really just a nightmare for my entire team. But this team, I think, counters everything pretty well. So first, I'm going to lead off with Crobat. And, I don't know, I think I'm really just not worried about outspeeding the Jolteon because I know nothing I have is faster outside of a Choice Scarf user. So, I don't know. I decided to just underspeed. As you can see right here, I didn't fully invest in speed to be able to outspeed the Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade has 110 base speed, and at full investment, with a boosting nature, it gets to 350 speed. So I outspeed it by 1 point. And if I have a nasty plot up, that Air Slash is a guaranteed OHKO with Life Orb. If not, I think it does anywhere from like 73 to like 85%. Heat Wave is there for this guy right here, the Ferrothorn. That's also going to give me a lot of problems. Sludge Bomb, mostly there for the Rotom Mow. And Crobat's just here to be fast and annoying. That's pretty much it. It's probably not the best way to use Crobat, but I think it works pretty well against this team. The only thing that I'm really afraid of, like I said, is the Jolteon. And maybe Choice Scarf, Thunder Punch, Infernape. I think that would be the only other thing that I'm really afraid of. So, Crobat's really nice. It has a decent special attack, believe it or not. Like base 70, so again, that's a very common theme for me in this match, it seems like, is I'm doing things that aren't really conventional. But I decided to go full modest with a Life Orb, so hopefully that worked out for me pretty well. Then I decided to go Choice Scarf, Rotom Wash. Now, this set is kind of interesting. I didn't look at what Jolteon's speed goes to. I want to say, I'll look at yours. We'll send you to any speed nature. So it goes to 394. Jolteon's will go to 394 with max speed without a Choice Scarf. We'll send you back to modest. And this was 36. Perfect. So Rotom has to get, I didn't actually do this beforehand, so Rotom has to get above 394. So 395 divided by 1.5, so that's be 263. So I can actually underspeed Rotom a little bit too. Quite a lot actually, wow. I want it to be 264. And the rest I can put in HP because Rotom's HP is really bad. So let me just make sure. 264 times 1.5 equals 396. So that's as close as I really want to come. If anything on their team is Choice Scarfed, I don't think Rotom will outspeed it anyway. So I'm just going to only shoot to outspeed the Jolteon. So Rotom, again, surprisingly, most people use it as a wall, which it's really good at. But it's also got a 105 base special attack and 2 really good stab typings in electric and water. And because it's electric and it has levitate, it's only weak to grass, which he only has Ferrothorn. Oh, well, he has Rotom Mow as well. But I'm really not concerned about Rotom Mow. So we have Hydro Pump, which is going to hurt so bad. Volt Switch, just to get some switch initiative. Trick, so I can really screw up that Ferrothorn. Or the Garbodor, or, oh, also, forgot to note, this is not a Pyukumuku, that's actually a Blastoise he traded in between weeks 1 and 2. So this is a Blastoise. So it'll screw up the Blastoise, it could screw up the Swampert, the Porygon. A lot of things on this team are messed up with a Choice Scarf. So that's why I did that. And Hidden Power Fire, for if I've already tricked off the Choice Scarf, to put it on, or so I can hit the Ferrothorn for pretty good damage. Not a guaranteed OHKO, but still really good damage. And that's pretty much all there is about Rotom Wash. Bulky, just really naturally bulky, except for the HP, which is why I wanted to invest more in it. And that's pretty much it. So Gligar is really pulling off a different set this time. So before he was really bulky and all that good stuff, but this time I decided to run a more physical one. And it might not really look like it with how much special defense I have in, and giving it a careful nature instead of adamant. But I decided to run it this way for that Jolteon. Even not being fully invested in adamant, this Earthquake still kills the Jolteon. Guaranteed OHKO. Whereas with this investment, even a Choice Specs, Hidden Power Ice from the Jolteon will not kill us. So that's really nice to have. I just have to keep Gligar healthy, have to keep hazards off the field, because it doesn't live by a lot. So Gligar is also really useful against the Infernape. It can knock off the Ferrothorn. It can knock off the Porygon 2. It can U-turn out on things. U-turn is super effective on Rotom-Mow. It can knock off the Garbodor's Black Sludge before it can do any shenanigans with that. So yeah, just very, very good utility Pokemon, and Roost, of course, to heal up damage. Then Immunity, I chose an ability, because these two, I mean, Infiltrator is always better than Inner Focus, because, like, I don't think anybody would really run screens on any of these mons. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, or potentially a sub Swords Dance on the Gallade. That'd actually be really good for me, because then at that range, I do believe Air Slash would kill. But Infiltrator obviously lets you hit through Reflect, Substitutes, Light Screens. Rotom doesn't have a choice, Levitate. So, but on Gligar, I chose Immunity because there's no point in bringing Sandveil. I don't think he doesn't have an Intimidator, so Hypercutter's not really useful. So Immunity, just very good for bulky mons. Now we have Forretress, our designated physical wall. So we decided just going right for it. Full HP, full defense, minus attack nature because I have Volt Switch on it. And this is our hazard setter. On the off chance that he brings Garbodor, I mean, he might because I have Tapu Bulu, but on the off chance that he does, I'm debating running Spikes instead of Toxic Spikes, but Toxic Spikes could just be so huge against this team, because that would really screw up the Gallade, it would screw up the Porygon, and the Swampert and the Blastoise as well. Stealth Rock is not awesome against this team, so I might switch that out for Spikes. Because Stealth Rock's resisted by 4 of his mons, and only good against 1, so I might swap that out for Spikes. But it's just nice to have the instant convenience and break sashes potentially on the Jolteon and stuff like that. Then we also have it as our Rapid Spinner, because I didn't want to run Defog on Gligar, I just didn't see the need for it, I guess. So I'm running Rapid Spin on Forretress instead. And it's also nice where if we both lead our hazard setters, Forretress wins, because his hazard setter, which is most likely going to be the Ferrothorn, maybe the Garbodor, but his removal is Pidgeot or Blastoise, both of which Forretress deals pretty well with. I mean, Pidgeot does get Heat Wave, but we have an Aqua Berry for that, so we could set up Stealth Rock or just Volt Switch out on it immediately, and then switch into something, probably the Rotom, which then he would switch out. So a lot of just scenarios, no what if kind of stuff. But I think this is probably what I will end up sticking with, just because I like Stealth Rock's the fact that you can just do it once and be done, instead of Spikes where to have effective Spikes you really need 2 layers. 1 is okay, but 2 layers is really when it starts to be effective. And I've already got Toxic Spikes, which takes 2 layers to get bad poison. So that's pretty much Forretress. There to eat hits. It's going to do really well. I have the Aqua Berry on because I know it'll live a Flare Blitz from the Infernape, which very well could be his Rocker as well. And we could just Volt Switch out on it. I don't know if I'd risk that at the beginning, but to get like a Flare Blitz recoil damage, we have Sturdy as well, so we know we'd live at least 1. And then Volt Switch out, that might be enough to kill it. Yeah, So then I didn't have Volcanion on this team at first. At first I had Zangoose because I wanted to use it. But after looking at how many things just on this team just outspeed Zangoose, I really didn't feel comfortable bringing it. Because the Gallade outspeeds it, the Infernape outspeeds it, Jolteon outspeeds it, Kangaskhan I think outspeeds it, but I'm not positive. Just a lot of things. Plus priority from the Bisharp. It just didn't pick up a lot of the kills that I really think that it needed to. So a different week, but not this week. So now we have Volcanion as our designated special wall. And, you know, I really was on the fence about doing this as our physical wall instead and having Gligar just be a special wall. But I wanted Gligar to be more offensive. So I EV'd it and I tried to EV it so that it would live a Thunderbolt from a Choice Spec Jolteon. And basically, there was almost nothing that I could do without almost fully investing in it. So I decided to just give it an Assault Vest. And that was that. So, kind of limits what I want to do. But Volcanion is just such a good special attacker that the Earth Power doesn't quite kill. But after Rocks or Toxic Spikes, Earth Power is a really good chance to kill. Steam Eruption, pretty great for just picking up the random burns. Really nice. I think it's base 110 power. Yeah, base 110. Can't complain about that at all. Really nice to pick up a burn on the Gallade, on the Bisharp. We also have Flamethrower, also for the Bisharp, but mostly for the Ferrothorn and sort of the Rotom Mow. And then Focus Blast, again, just kind of brought it because he doesn't really have very good options. But Focus Blast for the Porygon 2 would be pretty good. Also, I'd probably just use Flamethrower on the Bisharp, but if I really needed it dead, like immediately, I probably would use Focus Blast. And for the Kangaskhan as well. So then, probably the most interesting set on this team is my Tapu Bulu set. Now, I was really worried about potentially like getting burned by Will-O-Wisp stuff. Yeah, things. But whether it was from you, the Rotom, or whether it was from the Infernape, whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let's run it special. So I am. And I noticed like his team is just generally more physically bulky between the Ferrothorn, between the Bisharp, which is pretty bulky. It seemed to be more physically bulky. And also, I needed a good way to take down that Mega Gallade because, like I said, that thing is really scary to me. So since Bulu doesn't get any fairy type physical moves, I decided, you know what, let's go special. Let's go Choice Specs, Modest, Max Special Attack Bulu. So I did all the calcs already. Choice Specs, Dazzling Gleam will kill guaranteed OHKO on Mega Gallade. I did not calc Hidden Power Fire for the for you. But Energy Ball, guaranteed, I mean, not really a question, but Energy Ball in the grassy terrain, guaranteed OHKO on the Swampert, guaranteed OHKO on what should be a Blastoise. So it just does a lot more damage than you actually think it would, coming off of a base 70? Base 85, actually. Base 85 special attack. So this might work out. It might not. I'm running a lot of weird sets that I haven't really used before. But I think it will work out pretty well. And I know I'm dressed all fancy. This is because I just got done with work at the bank. I had a half day today, and I didn't really have too much time to do too much today, and I have to go run and get a spare car key out in town, like 20-ish minutes away, at 4 o'clock, so like 40 minutes from now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. The actual battle of this will be up tomorrow. If it's already been up and you're seeing this late, it'll be up in the cards at the beginning of the video. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support for your Cortland Red Gyarados. And if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please like and or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch at ThatCoolTrainer. And until next time, smile later.